And here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out the 37.
Oh!
Milo gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from?
Here
comes Zwack.
A punch for the 33.
It's a drag race.
The Magic Man wins it at Auto Club.
Welcome to Homestead-Miami Speedway in the Bush League bound 175 with the Below the Double Yellow Racing Series. Going to be a great night of action here at the beach in Homestead-Miami. My name is Adam Baker. I've got Alec Martinez in the booth with me. Alec, race number 2. We had an exciting opener last week. How are you feeling about tonight's race? What are you expecting to see from these drivers?
Well, buddy, I'm excited to be here again for week 2 here in the BTDY Racing Series and these Xfinity cars. And as you can see here, in the beautiful beach of South Florida here?
Yeah.
In Homestead-Miami, and it's great to be here, and got some vibrant colors here. The palm trees down on the back stretch, and the sun is starting to set here as practice is coming to a close. But I'm looking forward to tonight as you see these cars right here spread out. A lot of lines that are probably going to be used here today. For how long, I'm not sure. We're going to have to see until when the sun sets, but we're probably got another hour of sunlight. So most of this race will be ran in the sunlight. It'll probably end under the lights. We'll see. I'm not sure if it'll be more sunlight or more evening time. Probably actually, now I think about it, more evening with the way the sun is setting at the moment. But yeah, after last week's race, we had a new winner with Joshua Banks. And now today we have more cars here at Homestead-Miami than we did at Daytona. And that's just crazy to me. So I'm glad to see. I think we got 42 cars in the field. That's more than a full field that you would see weekly, I guess, at a normal racetrack. So happy to see a lot of cars showing up. I think tonight it's going to be a good one. I'm so excited to see how these guys take on. Finally, I think it will be the first original track that these Xfinity cars will see this year. And we've seen last year and over the past few years, we know how these cars race here.
Yeah, we've had some very exciting moments at this racetrack. I remember the season finale with the photo finish on fuel mileage. Keith Mayato just beating Seth Hatchell to the line. We've seen AJ Stravato win here many a time, and he's always a favorite coming to this racetrack. But there are some big names here tonight that could definitely, play a role in how this race goes. We got David Schildhouse back for his, this will be his second start in the league, and he was one of the fastest in the practice session. Also, Adam Cabot, last season's champion, he was right up there at the top of the charts as well. So definitely a lot of drivers to contend with here tonight. Out of those, 40 some odd cars that we're going to have on the racetrack, there are, at least half this field could win this race.
Absolutely. I think there's a lot of strong race cars here tonight, a lot of strong drivers that I think, like you said, could win tonight. It's all going to be track position. I think we know the way these cars handle. It's going to be easier to pass here than you would in maybe a truck or a cup car. But nonetheless, it's still going to be hard. That bottom lane is going to be dominant, which is crazy to say for Homestead. But that bottom lane is going to be fast. That bottom to middle lane, we'll see who's going to be able to attack it. If we can get long green flag runs, there's going to be guys better in the short run. There's going to be guys better in the mid run. There's going to be guys better in the long run. So it's going to be who can get. I guarantee you this qualifying session is going to be super, super important because track position is going to mean everything.
Yeah, it definitely is. I've seen a lot of drivers in the practice session. Sorry, got something in my throat. Yeah, seen a lot of drivers in the practice session sliding around. We've also seen them get tighter as the run goes on, and I think that's just going to be the case with the sun setting. They will get tighter as the race progresses, but like you said, track position going to be super important. Getting that clean air out in front could make the difference as well as to how you end up, finishing this race. If the leader can hang on to that for a while, they may be able to preserve their tires. This is a track that will shred those rear tires.
Absolutely, yeah. And I've talked to a lot of the guys here tonight. They were saying this back end is sliding around, so you're going to be easy on the throttle the way you are sliding the back end off the corner. And as you see, David Shieldhouse to the top of the board in the Alpha Prime number 20 Chevy Camaro. Good way to start his first race off of the season. I think he'll be with us full time. And it's always great to say this: the defending champion is back tonight. Adam Cabot, he's qualified second. Yeah, a lot of guys in this top 10 so far, and I think right here what we're looking at here is probably the favorite to win the night. Last year, last race here in the Cup cars, Ben Baffert by far had the long run speed compared to Keith Mayato. So I think if you're going to have to win the night, I think you're going to have to beat this 23 car. We know how strong he is on the long runs. We know how he saves his tires. AJ Stravato, he's been very good here in his past here. He's won a lot of races in the Cup car here. Definitely somebody to keep an eye out here. There's just so many guys, like you said, that can win this race as he goes to fifth on the board. I mean, like I said, I can't wait to get this race started because I tell you, we are going to see a lot of racing. And we talked about last year being competitive. Now that I think about it, this year, honestly, has the opportunity. We could see double-digit winners again, without a doubt.
Yeah, I think it's very, very possible. Already a new winner in the league, like you said, number 1, Joshua Banks, dramatic victory at Daytona last week. On board with Ben Baffert. You were talking about him being the favorite tonight. I saw just how comfortable he is in this race car during the practice session. He was drifting all the way through both ends of the racetrack without losing control of the race car. So he has definitely got a good hold on these Xfinity machines. And working lap number 2, let's see what he can do. 33.50. And that is going to put him.
There it is.
Yeah, 200ths quicker than David Shieldhouse. Fastest in practice, fastest in qualifying for the moment, and looks like he's trying to go for the weekend sweep, or rather the weeknight sweep at this race.
Yes, he's wanted the Cup car. Wouldn't hurt to win in the Xfinity car, I tell you.
I think everybody who's qualified or is going to qualify has qualified. I see Jeff Wright sitting at the end of pit lane here. Alan Dice as well. He's already put his laps in. But 29 qualifiers out of the 40-plus drivers that have entered here tonight. Just about 5 minutes to go before the start of the race. They should be in the drivers' meeting. And we will step aside for a brief moment to show you a few of our sponsors here tonight. All right, back at the racetrack now. Qualifying session is winding down. Looks like Ben Bafford's going to be the pole sitter here this evening. So congrats to him in race number 2, taking that top spot in qualifying. David Schildhouse looks like he should be second in his debut this season. So good start for him as well. But man, it's going to be a fun night of racing. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. You can hit the bell icon to stay notified when we go live here on Tuesdays and Thursdays throughout the week. And looking forward to seeing you back here and enjoying some great racing. Of course, cheer on your favorite driver as we get going, and we will try and follow along with them throughout the night. Already seeing some fans out in chat cheering people on, so that is great to see. As we are going to go to our starting grid tonight for the Busch League bound 175 from Homestead-Miami Speedway. Rolling off from the pole, it is going to be Ben Bafford in the number 23 machine. Again, congrats to him. 33.506, the fast lap time. David Schildhouse going to join him on the front row with a 33.527. So close, but not close enough to get the pole. Let's go to third position now. That's going to be Adam Cabot, last season's champion. Brody Hayes, looking for his first win of the season, rolls off fourth. Keith Mayato going to start from fifth. Yusuf Ghali starting in sixth. Seventh was AJ Stravato. Bailey Turner going to roll off in eighth. Ninth is Chris Samard, and Reggie Ortega is going to round out the top 10 on the grid.
And in 11th will be Seth Hatchell, who won the race last year at Atlanta to close out the season. Dallas Sullivan will be rolling off 12th. Eric Hutton, 13th. 14th, Daniel Cunningham. 15th, last week's winner at Daytona, Joshua Banks, looking to go for 2 in a row here tonight. Cody Atkins rolls off 16th. Ronnie Osmer rolls off 17th. Nick Starling will roll off 18th. Jeremiah Vincent will roll off 19th. And 20th, Kyle McGarvey. 21st, Dennis Faircloth. 22nd, Kevin McGarvey. 23rd, Noah Mikulski. 24th, Jordan Scheffler. 25th, the 5 of Alan Dice. 26th, Josiah Vincent. 27th, new name and rookie Kevin Barrett. In the 4-car, he'll be rolling off 27th. Rookie Max Cost rolls off 28th. Rookie Mark McFadden, 29th. And another rookie to round out the top 30 is Casey Lakatos.
In 31st, it's going to be Jeff Wright, Bentley Glazer, the winner of the Clash this season. He's going to start 32nd. 33rd is going to be Ryan Gemmel. Eric Lambert, he'll roll off from 34th position. Timmy Emanuele going to start in the 35th spot. Lane Sulfridge, 36th. Justin Carey, 37th. Kyle Payne, 38th. Zach Smith, 39th. Robert Gilmore, 40th. And looks like 41st tonight, Jordan Brockel. I do not see, it says we got 42 here, but I am only seeing 41.
Not starting here tonight, but I think Ryan Gemmel had to start in the back. He'll have to start from the back because of a penalty from last week for causing an incident. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you, sit back, relax, grab a nice cold beverage. It's going to be a fun race tonight. 40 cars, a full field of race cars here tonight from the Homestead-Miami Speedway. And I got to ask you, Adam, before we get green, your pick.
Oh, you're giving me the option
I'm
here.
giving you the option here.
All right, this might be a little out of left field, or maybe it's not a layup like yours might be here, but I'm picking Yusuf Ghali. If you remember,
that's a good one. I was considering.
Yeah, he had a great run going at this racetrack last season as well. A driver to definitely keep an eye on. How about you?
I think tonight, I love Ben. I think Ben Bafford's gonna probably be the fastest car here tonight, but I think he's beatable, and I think it's gonna be the guy in that 36, Keith Mayato. He showed so much speed here last year, was able to contend with Ben. I think he'll be able to get it here through the night. He starts 5th. He's got a good shot. I think both of our drivers starting in the same row here, but I really like Keith Mayato here tonight. I think he's going to find a way to get up through the field here in this top 5, and I think he'll be up at the front, at least for sure, contending for the win at the end of this thing.
Yeah, you can never count out the 36, one of the all-time winningest drivers here in below the double yellow, and definitely a guy to watch for each and every race. Ben Bafford will get us going here. David Schildhouse, the heartbeat machine, in the 2nd spot. Good to see him back, and looking forward to some exciting moments with him on the racetrack. Definitely a driver, with a lot of skill, a lot of experience, and he's going to be contending for wins all season long.
Look at this field. You'll love to see it. Look at it. If we have a shot to turn 3. This is just a beautiful shot. I mean, look at that. 40 cars here tonight from the Homestead-Miami Speedway. Guys below the double yellow have done a phenomenal job recruiting, and finally a full field. More cars than we did at the season opener at Daytona. This track a lot different here as we're going to be coming to green here. 40 cars will take the field, and it's all going to be led by that black 23 Toyota Supra. Ben Baffert will lead him off here to the green. The pace truck will take the hard left turn to pit road and into the restart zone for the first time. Green flag out in the air. The Busch League bound Homestead 125 is underway.
A nice even start up front. Basically 5 or 6 rows back, dead even side by side. Baffert with the advantage into the turn number 1, but here comes Schildhouse challenging on the outside. Adam Cabot right there in line with the 23 as they all charge off at turn number 2.
Down the backstretch, side by side for the lead here. David Schildhouse using that momentum from the outside to get around Ben Baffert. He'll pinch the 23 down. Behind them, single file throughout the top 5. Now goes to double file. Golly underneath of Brody Hayes in the 37. Miato peaks under the 17. David Schildhouse leads the first lap here tonight at Homestead-Miami as Baffert now goes down to the inside, pokes the nose there for some clean air, trying to get around the
stuff on the long run, and so he's giving up that spot. We'll see how he holds up here at the front of the field. Saw Joshua Banks jump out of line as he tries to take a position away from Eric Hutton in the Canes mobile. Behind them, Dallas Sullivan, Daniel Cunningham, and we have nearly 3 wide for a second there as Jeremiah Vincent was up by the wall. But all kinds of grooves being used here early on.
That's going to really help this track probably rubber up here as we go later into this race. The Geico 80 machine of Dennis Faircloth underneath Cody Atkins here. That's going to be for the 17th position behind, or up ahead of them. Cunningham and Sullivan side by side, top 10. Seem to go single file here. Now finally some poking out of line goes Stravato in the 33, gets ahead of Ortega. Now that allows Bailey Turner in the 24 to get underneath Ortega here for the 8th position. Everybody seems to be nice, calm, cool, and collected here. 120 laps. Doesn't seem like, it does seem like a lot, but it's really not here. It's pretty much a 120 lap sprint here to the finish here. As you can see, double file all the way mid-pack. Ronnie Osmer is the only car to really go all the way to the top. He's got clean air, nobody running that lane, but look at the momentum he's able to carry off. Gets next to Bailey Turner, passes Samard, and he'll poke up into the 9th position up inside the top 10. Osmer here in this Dude White Chevrolet car. He's running a little bit, most likely the highest car of anybody in the field till we get to the back of maybe with Sullivan and Mikulski. Oh, Sullivan's loose, makes contact with Cody Atkins. The 81 spins to the inside wall. I don't think there's going to be a caution for it. Doesn't look like as he gets back going. A big save out of, wow, big save there. Unfortunate there for Cody Atkins. Sullivan gets loose. Decent contact there.
Yeah, he does hit the wall, but not as bad as it could have been, but definitely he is going to be a little bit slow here. Any aero damage, you know, is going to come back to bite him. Yeah, I saw maybe a moment between Casey Lakatos and Kevin McGarvey, or maybe they're just changing positions. This going on outside the top 25. Just incredible to see how many cars we have here, and that's the only thing that's happened at this point. Jordan Scheffler losing a couple of spots. He's faded back to 26th now.
Brady's field 3 wide here. Jeff Wright, that's somebody that we haven't really talked about. He started 30th, I believe, and he's made his way up to the 23rd position. By far the biggest mover here so far in that Lowe's 48 machine. Getting his way up through the field. Lakatos underneath the 4 of Barrett. It's for the 24th position. Behind them, Jordan Scheffler, Josiah Vincent in the 3. Scheffler makes a little contact with the 4. Knocks him off the track. Up at the front, though, Ben Baffert still hot on the heels of David Schildhouse. Top 5 have kind of broken away here. Yusuf Ghali maybe saving a little bit of his stuff side by side with Ronnie Osmer. Osmer making up a lot of time here. As Schildhouse running a little bit higher than Baffert. Baffert gets that nose pointed to the white line. And things we talk about a lot in racing. Haven't talked about the last 2 weeks since we were at a super speedway. But you'll see Ben Baffert, he'll get down to the inside. He wants to poke that left front corner. He wants to get it in clean air. When we talk about clean air is the air going over. When you get in dirty air is being right behind somebody in the line. It hurts the front downforce, and when you hurt the front downforce, the less options you have to get back into the gas. And you can see here, he'll get underneath the 20. You might want to get to that left rear, loosen him up, take the air away. And I'll tell you, I started to see these guys move around. Cabot used that outside lane the last lap, and he was able to get almost a car length between Ben Baffert here. We'll see if he'll go to the top again. He will. 3 different distinct lines being used here.
Incredible to see that, how far Adam Cabot is going up the hill. Same with Ronnie Osmer. You got to wonder, though, that they're burning up their stuff by pushing the car, you know, at higher speeds that far out there. And the banking is progressive at this racetrack. So, you know, definitely putting a lot more load on the right sides by running up by the wall. I know in a race that this league did a few seasons back, you know, you would think that the outside line, you know, potentially, you know, could be a better option even on a long run, but really the fastest cars ran the inside the whole entire run and did not leave that. Ultimately, winning the race was the drivers that you know, stayed down there at the bottom. So we'll see if that is the same situation tonight. Ben Baffert now peeks out to drivers left on David Schildhouse down into turn number 3. Really shallow entry there.
Yeah, he's going to be able to make it stick here. What does Schildhouse do? Baffert's starting to get that drive off the corner. He'll be side by side, as I believe there's a lap car they're going to be closing up onto. I don't know if that's Kyle Payne or Robert Gilmore, but here we go, side by side here for the lead here. And it looks like Baffert's going to be right down in that bottom. Schildhouse going to be losing that back end a little bit. It's like Schildhouse may not have been able to keep the tires on him. It's going to be a lot looser in clean air as they're still side by side down this back stretch. Does Baffert try to send it in? Schildhouse goes up a little bit higher than he's been normally using here. That's going to allow Baffert to clear up. Does Schildhouse get the momentum here off the corner? He will. We'll see the run from the 20, but Baffert clears, gives him the outside. Baffert leads the lap at the line, and now these top 5 get a little bit closer with Mayato, Cabot, and Hayes closing in on the battle.
Those guys are right there now. Mayato and Hayes, nose to tail, have reeled these 3 in. They had started to pull away, and then there's a big gap back to Ronnie Osmer and AJ Stravato, 6th and 7th. You've got Yusuf Ghali, Bailey Turner, Reggie Ortega, also in that inside the top 10. Chris Samard, Seth Hatchell just outside of it, but right in line.
Hey, this battle for the lead is heating up. Adam Cabot now is right in this fight. He's using that middle lane. Keith Mayato starting to find his way there. It's about to be 4 cars under a blanket here. Now Cabot goes up to the very high lane. Can he build enough of a run here down the backstretch? Schildhouse is going to be packing air on the inside here. Cabot's going to get a nice run off the corner. Look at the momentum he has. He'll close up to the back of the 20. He'll get underneath him. There's Kyle Payne to the bottom. Somebody smacks the outside wall mid-pack. I believe that was it was that Bailey Turner.
I think it might have been Dennis Faircloth.
Was it Faircloth?
Yeah, I saw his car bounce off the wall for a moment there, but back in line in 15th as Cabot now works to the inside for 2nd position. Baffert out in front, trying to hold that lead for the moment while preserving his stuff. Change for position, AJ Stravato also getting past Ronnie Osmer, who maybe has used his stuff up here in the first 15 laps, but still working the top side. See if he can get a good run here to get back by the 33.
And doesn't look like he will be. Mikulski a little bit loose off the corner. Payne's still going by here, but look at these guys here up inside the top 5. How about Brody Hayes using that outside lane, trying to get some momentum here. He's side by side with his teammate. Baffert now, clean air for that 23 machine. And he's all by here. He's not all by himself. He's pulling away with these guys running side by side, about to go 3 wide, as you can see on board with the 37 VSPEED Chevrolet Camaro. Brody Hayes using that outside lane. He'll be able to carry some momentum, that back end, fishtailing on all of these cars as Schildhouse finally clears the 17. But now Hayes, a big run. He'll peek down to the inside of Cabot. Cabot now going to have to get the position down to the inside. He won't let him go all the way. They'll be side by side. Schildhouse has gotten his quarter panel here, or his fender up back to the quarter panel of Baffert. He'll go under, he'll go behind now, and now side by side for 3rd.
Yeah, really incredible stuff out of the top 5. Some of the best drivers, you know, that are in the league, but everybody really inside the... Here comes Schildhouse now charging on the top side. Big slide from Brody Hayes while he's on the inside of Adam Cabot, who has a huge head of steam.
Great racing, like you said, in the top 5. Cabot running the highest, getting up on almost up on the wall here. Schildhouse, she's in the outside, takes the line away here from Cabot. Cabot taking the line away from Hayes. Now this is going to allow side-by-side race. You can see Cabot fishtailing off the corner. Schildhouse goes back by the 23. He won't clear him for the lead, but he'll take the lead now, and now he'll clear the 23 into turn 1. Here comes Keith Mayato now as well, inserting himself into the fight. Baffert fishtailing, so is Cabot. Cabot using that outside lane, and he'll be side by side with the 23, the 36 in line with the 23, the 37 now falling a little bit behind here. What does Cabot do? He's going to pinch the 23 at the racetrack. Baffert's going to lose a lot of side force.
Yeah, that is really going to hold him up on exit. Here comes Mayato, almost looking to take it 3 wide, but thinks better of it. He could get up in the outside lane in front of his teammate, but deciding to stick with the 23 of Ben Baffert for the moment, as Schildhaus is now pulled ahead by about 3 or 4 car lengths as they continue to battle for second. But man, this is just, they're going at it here. We're not even 20 laps through this race. You know who's starting to close up now? AJ Stravato.
Italian Stallion, AJ Stravato. He is starting to slowly but surely, like you said, closing up on these guys. He's about a 10th faster than Baffert and Mayato. Other than that, he's still about a 10th faster than Hayes here. Not as fast as Schildhaus, who has that clean air, as we're on board here with the 33 machine. As I believe last week's winner has brought it in, Joshua Banks in the pits.
Yeah, I wonder what's happened with the 35. I think he said he may not make the race tonight, so maybe it's more of a start and park situation. So maybe he's got something going on in the real world, but he brings it in the pit stall. They do begin service, but very early to do something like that. I mean, it's not a scheduled pit stop, I'm sure. That'll put him at the tail end of the field and likely at least 1 lap down. So not a good start for last week's winner.
Yeah, these top 5 still going at it here. Baffert back underneath Cabot here, as we can see on the screen here, side by side with Mark McFadden and Max Cost. That's inside the top 30, or top 35 here, but out here at the front inside the top 5, Baffert back underneath Adam Cabot here for the 2nd position. Cabot using that outside line, Baffert using that inside line. That little more grip on the inside line from what I can tell, but Cabot gets such a big run off the corner. We'll see him. Oh man, he clips the wall of that fender.
He was sliding that whole exit of that corner. But yeah, look at the power. He was still able to get down. Now the challenge for second on the inside, and it'll be reverse rolls as they work down the backstretch. But looks like Baffert gets the run. He's going to be able to hold him off. And Yusuf Ghali and AJ Stravato are on their way. They are flying right now, 2/10 quicker nearly than the race leader last time around. So Yusuf Ghali was 2/10 quicker, Stravato a 1/10.5. They are faster than anybody else on the racetrack.
And behind them, side by side between Bailey Turner and Reggie Ortega, that's for the 8th position. Ortega's been running that middle to high line, and I think it's starting to show. Maybe that outside line does burn off some tire a little more than these guys were hoping. Chris Samart closing in here. He sits at the top 10. The 2-time champion, Seth Hatchell, and Eric Hutton as well. He's closing in here as Cabot is really starting to feel the effects of that outside line. Now Mayato has gotten underneath him in the 36. He's looking for 3rd and up right ahead of them. 2 side-by-side battles, 2 rows. Ben Baffert back underneath Schildhaus, and I think Baffert's going to easily clear by. 23 back up to the point. What does Schildhaus do? He'll look, but he won't think about. He'll think twice, and that allows Baffert to stay into the lead. 23 car leads another lap. Like you said, AJ Stravato now underneath Brody Hayes for 5th. That Italian Stallion, the Waste Management 33 car, he is starting to show his way up to the front. Born and raised in Florida, might I point out.
Yeah, I think he was, I don't know if he was in the Homestead area, but he's
from Florida.
He's from Florida. Yeah, from Florida. We've got a few Florida natives here as well. I believe Eric Lambert also from the area. So he is out here currently running. Trying to see where Eric Lambert is on the racetrack right now.
Lambert, I believe he's running in 33rd.
So definitely some room for improvement there as the battle with Mark McFadden continues at the back of the field. But man, so many cars on the racetrack, it's hard to even know where to look. We got Alan Dice here.
3 wide back here with Mikulski and McGarvey, and as well as, who's that in the 87, Bentley Glazer. These guys going at it here mid-pack. A little bit crazy back here with Starling involved here in the 7, the 80 of Faircloth in it. But here, I'll tell you, Bentley Glazer, Noah Mikulski, Kyle McGarvey, they're sliding around here.
Yeah, they are really going at it in the midfield. This is like dead center, middle of the pack. We got 5 cars under a blanket as they continue to fight their challenge for position. Now Eric Hutton making his way forward, trying to gain a position on Seth Hatchell, and going to try and get a 2-for-1 with Chris Samar down into turn number 3.
He can get the drive off the corner. Samar loses the nose there. It looks like Eric Hutton, like you said, he's going to get the 2-for-1 special here off of turn 4. Heck, he might make it 3-for-1 in 1 lap, as now he's got to run on Reggie Ortega. How about Eric Hutton in that Canes 88 Chevy Camaro? He's working his way through the field, and I'll tell you, I like his confidence. He was confident going into tonight. He's like, you know what? I'm just here to have fun. And right now, it's probably a little bit of fun passing cars. How about Jeff Wright as well? In the 48 car, started 30th. He's up to 14th.
Oh,
or
my
31st,
goodness.
sorry. He's up to 14th. Already passed 15 cars here tonight. As Fairclough falling a little bit down through the field, gets passed by Mikulski.
Yeah, he just had an issue. I think he was off the
Oh, did
pace
he?
for a moment. Yeah, let's see. He was down low. Maybe got
loose.
really loose
Yeah,
on
really
exit.
loose.
Wow,
Heck
nice.
of a save.
Good thing there's a bit of runoff there, and it's not grass, because he might have been in big trouble if it
Oh,
was.
man, Ortega really loose into the corner. Almost got around underneath. He was underneath there, cut and lost the air. Lost the side force of the car. Got really loose. I think he even hit the apron. Now it allows Hatchell to go on the attack. And I'll tell you, Ben Baffert is starting to open up a gap here on Shieldhouse. About a half-second lead over Shieldhouse. 7/10 of a second lead over Mayato. And then how about AJ Stravato up to 4th? He's passed Adam Cabot. And now Yusuf Ghali just got by Brody Hayes, and now he's set his eyes on the 17 of Adam Cabot, that Atlas Chevrolet.
Yeah, you can really see, oh my goodness, big bobble right there for Yusuf. But you can see the cars that were pushing the issue riding high on the racetrack really starting to fade. Hayes, one of those who was up there by the wall. Cabot, who was up there as well. He's lost now 2 seconds to Ben Baffert, who he was racing side by side with, only a handful of laps ago. So they have really started to fade. And Baffert still holding on to his speed. Stravato, Baffert, and Shieldhouse, all the fastest cars on the track.
Then Hatchell and Ortega still going out of here for the 10th position. I think there's one thing as this race goes on, the later we go into the night here, especially at a track like this where we know it's possible to use multiple lanes, that top lane will get cooler and cooler, and then eventually it just becomes too cold. And you want to get in that hot, the lane that has a little more heat on the bottom. And that's you're going to find that on the bottom of the racetrack here, because that's where mostly everybody's running. And how about I give a shout out to that 14th car of Daniel Cunningham. He's having himself a decent run. Started 14th, he's up 1 position. But look at who he's racing. He's racing Chris Samar, the 2-time champion, Seth Hatchell, and Reggie Ortega about to wait with his pace to crack inside the top 10 here.
Yeah, that really impressive run. Daniel was one of those drivers last season in the Xfinity Series, or the Contender Series rather. He was constantly finishing inside the top 5, so has a good handle on these Xfinity machines. And, definitely showing off some speed here as Reggie Ortega in the wall.
Oh, in the wall.
He's stuck on the wall, now gets it off, but he has lost now 3 or 4 positions because of that. And he might have a little bit of damage on the outside of the race car as well. Jeff Wright closes in.
Definitely is going to have some damage. His teammate, Jeff Wright, right behind him, might just let him go here. Wright, I tell you, Wright has so much speed for starting 31st, working his way through the field. He's still got a lot of speed. He's turning lap times. Faster than everybody than Ben Baffert.
Yeah, definitely top 5 speed.
By far the second or third fastest car on the racetrack. How about Jeremiah Vincent as well in the 9 car?
Yeah, really
the
big.
Jakes car, he's closing up inside the top 15 here.
Yeah, up 4 positions. Really big send down into turn 3 that time. He was trying to get to the inside of Reggie Ortega. Couldn't quite get there that time, but he's on the move as well. Looks like he's putting down some pretty fast laps at the moment. Bailey
was in another position to, but like you said, Bailey Turner and Eric Hutton closing in on that battle as well. And that Canes car, the 88's showing some speed too, I'll tell you.
Yeah, this
oh,
is...
Man.
This is good battling all throughout the field, and the handling starting to fade on a lot of race cars. A driver who was up there, up inside the top 10 for a while, that was Ronnie Osmer. He has fallen now back to 17th, and Nick Starling is closed up to him. Could be a good battle here between the 7, the 55, and the 42 of Kyle McGarvey, who's up a position.
Hey, Cunningham just got by the 17, or the 77 of Chris Samard.
Very impressive start for the 14. Up 3 positions, trying to break into the top 10. He'd have to do it by getting past Seth Hatchell, who, Seth is one of those guys. He's able to save his stuff very well, along with Chris Samard. Kind of surprising to see Chris. Maybe he's still saving somehow, but he's not.
Possible. I think you want to start going now, though.
Yeah, he is not moving forward.
Yeah, like I said, props to Jeff Wright, though. He is doing a great job as a battle for 3rd, heating up AJ Stravato underneath the 36th of Keith Mayato. Those names always by each other, always matching, giving us a hard time there. But Stravato up into 3rd, And Jeff Wright goes by Chris Samard here. Samard up on the outside lane. Vincent just got by Ortega. So a lot of positions shifting here throughout the pack here. And I'll tell you, the main battle all over these racetracks has been from, I would say, from anywhere from Noah Mikulski on down. As Ryan Gimmel, he's not up as many positions as I thought he would be. He's up to 27, now up to 26, as he gets by Casey Lacanis in the 6.
Yeah, I'm not sure Ryan
struggle a little bit.
I'm not sure he even got any practice in tonight. So
He
this
didn't really.
I would say this is probably his practice session here. He's going to hope for a yellow flag to catch back up, but he is about 15 seconds off the leader. A driver who won last season. He's got multiple wins in the league, so that 6 machine, expect him to, once he's got a handle on it, you know, get moving forward here. I think, yeah, he was reporting recently he just drove the an old Kevin Harvick chassis the other day in a test session. Yeah, pretty cool. 2006 Kevin Harvick car. Got a chance to drive that thing, so should have you know, a good feel for those machines after running in the sim so much. As I think we might have lost somebody on the racetrack, not sure who, but
Is that Lacatis? No, he wasn't him. Banks is out. I think he lost connection.
yeah, I think we're all good now. I think.
Yeah, I'd say Barrett is, I believe, the first car lap down in the 4 leaf filter gun protection machine. Dallas Sullivan, he's doing his thing here. Lacanis really starting to fall off here. He's down almost outside the top 30.
Yeah, definitely fading here after he started 30th, so he is still up 2 positions. But I am seeing a lot of timing and scoring stuff jumping around. Did we just lose Ben Bafford for a moment?
Yeah, I think we did. So,
yeah, I think maybe hopefully not server issues. That would be unfortunate.
No, we don't need that. I can tell you that.
And
you know what?
They're starting to close up on some lap traffic, battling for position.
That is something we don't really get to say a lot in iRacing is lap traffic. Lap traffic is starting to become a thing here. That 23 of Ben Baffert to Dallas Sullivan bringing it into pit road, which means I'm assuming pit stops definitely on the way within the next 10 laps here. But Baffert, you know, he's going to run up on this tail end of the field. I see there's that Brockle and Gilmore, and then a little bit up the road, and Atkins, who's got damage. But after Atkins, he's got a little bit of gap, but definitely throughout this race, at the pace that Baffert's setting, he'll definitely start running into traffic. Could that allow Shieldhouse to maybe reel him in a little bit before we get to green flag pit stops?
Yeah, this is a nice long run to kick things off here. No cautions. Yeah, we were talking about it. What's the longest green flag run going to be? You said 25 laps, and I was like, I think it might be a little longer, especially if they get spread out like this. You know.
Here we go. Pit stops as well. Brody Hayes bringing it in.
Catch him here.
Like you were saying, yeah. You were right on that. We were going longer than 25. Hey, we're going to get green flag pit stops.
Yeah, I mean, already starting. You see Brody Hayes bring it in. Checking to see who else has brought it in. Ronnie Osmer just brought it in as well. Mark McFadden has brought it in. Ryan Gemmel bringing it in. He's into his pit stall. I think that's it.
Shieldhouse bringing it in now.
20.
Abbott as well.
Heartbeat hot sauce machine.
I think that's actually one of the actual Real Alpha Prime sponsors this year. I think it's going to be with Ryan Ellis this year. NASCAR Xfinity Series.
That is awesome to see. Adam Cabot, Bailey Turner as well, the 2 championship contenders from last season, bringing it in. Ben Baffert, when does he pull it down?
Probably. Shieldhouse pitting last lap should force power. I think he had a comfortable enough lead that he might be able to bring it in next lap. And also some lap traffic pitting in front of Baffert as well. So maybe he doesn't want to help, or he doesn't want to hurt his time entering pit road. We know he's going to be aggressive. He just gets by Shieldhouse. Now, the worst thing that can happen for David Shieldhouse is a caution coming out. Keith Mayato's brought it in. Eric Hutton's brought it in. Cunningham has brought it in as well. You know, this is going to be something we're going to see here throughout this race. If it goes green, is guys on different different lap time or lap starts for their tires. Some guys might have fresher tires than other. And for anybody new watching, fresher tires is when you have less laps put on them. For anybody with older tires, you have more laps put on the tires. And the more rubber that you burn off, the more your time falls off, and fall off is a big thing here, especially at Homestead-Miami, where we know this track, one of the oldest surfaces in NASCAR on the NASCAR circuit, absolutely cheese grates these tires. Jeff Wright It's by Seth Hatchell here. And what a drive from Jeff Wright. I know he's 10 seconds behind Baffert, but started so deep in the field and up to 4th. I know everything hasn't cycled out yet, but we'll see what happens here once everything does cycle out. You see the new tire difference going to be blowing by here.
Yeah, there goes Brody Hayes right on past. And
Baffert is not brought it in. That's just interesting to me. I think Shieldhouse will probably take the lead overall after.
Yeah, he's working on the overcut. You know, that is a strategy. I've seen that work before. I think
bringing it in now.
There was a race with Kyle Busch. I think it was a Pocono race where he did the overcut and ended up taking the lead back late in the going.
When he bumped Kevin Harvick out of the way?
Yeah, I think that was the one. He was significantly faster, you know, once he had put the tires on a few laps later. He just drove right on past him like he was standing still.
Ooh, man, a little loose on the entry here. Really loose. He's going to have to low it down here. He'll make it in as he's got other cars pitting ahead of him. Should have no problem. Started on the pole. That first pit box, definitely a big factor in this race. Yusuf Ghali, his teammates, brought it in. Jeff Wright's keeping it out on the racetrack. He won't lead the lap this time by Jeremiah Vincent. Also, you know, Jeremiah Vincent's also followed him as well. Ben Baffert here. Let's see. He'll bring it into the stall nice and easy. Yusuf Ghali also into the stall.
A lot of drivers on the pit road right now. Faircloth bringing it in. Leaving 4 cars on the track right now. I think 4 or 5. Jeff Wright still out there. Jeremiah Vincent, Noah Michalski, Dallas Sullivan, and Casey Lakatos at the moment.
Already gone by Ben Baffert. Now, how much time will he gain on Baffert is the question. I don't know. We'll see once everything shakes out. Jeff Wright's going to come across the line. He'll actually lead laps, so that'll get a bonus point to him. We'll definitely talk about those bonus points will add up as we get to the end of the regular season. Before we have the chase for the BTDY Cup, that's going to be fun as we go there. I know it's only race 2, but it'll be here before you know it. The chase will be fun in 12 drivers. It'll come down to 12 drivers. Everything will reset after 13 races with different ways the points will shake out. That's going to be fun as Dallas Sullivan brings it into pit road. Is now Wright will dive off the pit road. He'll come in and bring it in. That allows Jeremiah Vincent to lead 1 lap here.
Yeah. Ooh, man, that was close. As turning into turn number 1. Hatchell with the fresh tires, who is currently running outside the top 10 in 14th position. A few drivers still cycling through the pit cycle, but David Shieldhouse will end up being your net leader. Adam Cabot has cycled to 2nd for the moment, about 2.5 seconds behind him. Yeah,
and he pitted on the same lap as him as well, so they're gapped a little bit. Keith Mayato has 1 lap fresher tires. He's kind of been gapped off. Baffert, though, 4 lap fresher tires than David Shieldhouse and Adam Cabot, and he's got about 3 lap fresher tires than Keith Mayato. We'll see how much that will play a factor in it as well. AT Stravado's kind of close to Baffert. He's got 1 lap older, but he's close enough. I think we'll see as this run cycles out. Shieldhouse has about a 7-second lead over Ben Baffert, or 6.2-second lead over Ben Baffert here. And Baffert's going through traffic. Shieldhouse, he's also going through traffic, but not as much. So we'll see here as Jeremiah Vincent is finally brought in. He'll be the last car to bring it in here for green flag pit stops. Now the question is, does this race continue to go green? Will we see a caution? And we know if a caution comes out, it'll probably shake up the complexion of this race. It could definitely wreak some havoc throughout the field if we get everybody bunched up again, especially late into a race here. But Shieldhouse now 2.5-second lead over Cabot. He's got a lead over about a 4 or 5-second lead over Mayato, a 6-second lead over Baffert. Same with Stravado as well. Bailey Turner 7 seconds behind. He's up in the 6th position. Ghali, he's running in 8th. Brody Hayes going to be, Ghali in 7th. Hayes in 8th. Eric Hutton, quiet run. He's got fresher tires than Brody Hayes. He's running in 9th. And how about Bentley Glazer in the 82nd car?
He's up 22 positions. Great run from the Clash winner. I saw he had some good speed in practice as well. Wasn't sure if that was because he got laps in, on a clean track or something like that. But he is definitely showing speed tonight.
I don't know if you remember his interview at Daytona when he won in the Clash. He said, usually I don't win on super speedways. He goes, I'm more of a 1.5 mile intermediate kind of guy. And I'm showing right now unsponsored. Somebody get him a sponsor for next week or 2 weeks from now. When we go to the Roval. Oh my goodness, road course racing early.
Yeah, couple weeks. We've got the Valentine's Day holiday off next week. Yeah, we will be back the week after that, and it's gonna be a new face in the booth, or new voice rather in the booth, alongside you, Alec, and I'm excited to see how that goes. But
then you're going to be running in Iowa. I got to ask you coming back in the booth anytime after?
Yeah, there's a few races I think I will be jumping back up in here. Definitely gonna run
the Fox.
Yeah, gonna probably. I think you said you were interested in running Pocono, so I'll probably jump in the booth with Bradley, for that night, as well as I'd like to run 4 to 5 races with these guys this season. So it's gonna be.
I might have to run more. I'm not sure. We'll see. I know Pocono's for sure going to be ran, but we'll see after that. I'm not sure other races that I have circled. I hope Watkins Glen wasn't in the chase. I'd be running that one if it was regular season. I don't know. Definitely Pocono. I'm not sure if I'll run any more than that, but definitely looking forward to running that with these guys. This is already looking fun.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, Baffert has ran down my auto. He's about a second behind now. He's gapped, as Yusuf Ghali just got by Bailey Turner here for the 6th position.
Yeah, those guys are all about a 1/10 to a 1/10 and a half faster than David Schildhouse at the moment. I think that gap might actually start to widen. There's kind of a cliff that happens at some point in these race cars. We'll see if Schildhouse gets there. It's probably in the next 5 to 10 laps he'll start to really see a little bit more fall off. Cabot still about 2.6 back there on even tires. Mayata with that 1 lap advantage. He is gaining. That time it was only a 0.5 though. But Keith, one of those guys, likes to save his stuff and be there at the end of the run.
Absolutely, yeah. And, he's 5 seconds behind, and I'll tell you, I think Schildhouse's strategy might actually work. I know he undercut Baffert by quite a few laps, by 5 laps. Unless Baffert's tires start kicking in soon, I think this strategy might work out here for the 20 car.
Yeah, that's just such a big margin. I think this is similar to what we saw Ben do a couple times last season, where he tried. Yeah, he tried a pit strategy and was saving, and then ultimately didn't go early enough to catch up. It might work out. We've got a long ways yet to go, not even halfway in this race.
Yeah, we're about to be, though. Very, very close, about 6 laps away from halfway. We'll see if the strategy works out for Baffert. Like you said, still another pit stop to go, at least a 2-stopper if this goes under green here. A lot more spread out than we were at the start here. The closest battle is Hayes, Hutton, and Glazer. And right in the round with the lap cars of Cody Atkins and Max Kost. Zach Smith just a few cars ahead of him, or car lengths ahead of them. Ronnie Asper has gotten himself back up to 11th. He's running the bottom this time, I would say, or running a lot lower than he was that first run. Hatchell's slowly but surely running him down, but everybody's saving their tires right now. We're only 15 laps into it. I think that last run, a lot of guys went 45 max, and some a little bit less. And at the pace that Schildhouse is setting currently, we got all the way up to 30 cars a lap down. Or sorry, all the way up to 29th a lap down. Eric Lambert, the last car on the lead lap. Not too far ahead of Schildhouse, but Schildhouse can definitely see him. Lakatos in 28th, he's running up inside about 3 seconds ahead of David Schildhouse. Jeremiah Vincent, who pitted the latest of anybody, he's back in 25th, but he's slowly but surely dicing his way through the field here. A lot fresher tires. You can see the difference of speed in the corners that Jeremiah Vincent is carrying. That Jake's number 9 machine. Skorkalski pinning him low here.
Close racing there. That's for 24th position. There's a driver you mentioned a little while ago who wasn't really moving forward very quickly. That's Ryan Gemmel. He's up to 15th now after starting back in 33rd. So definitely on the move at this point. Learned what he needed to in that first run now with the fresh tires and a little bit of an undercut on the pit cycle. He is starting to gain some track position. He's got Jeff Wright behind him, who was one of the latest to bring it down pit road. He's all the way back to 16th right now, almost 20 seconds behind the leader. That is how important fresh tires are.
And Baffert just got by Mayata, so he's cut his deficit of running down Schildhouse by about a second now. And slowly behind Baffert is AJ Stravato. He's slowly but surely closing his way up. Ghali as well, he's slowly but surely bringing up. Pinning on the same lap as Baffert, also teammates. And then we get back to the 7th position. Bailey Turner just starting to fall back here a little bit to the 30s, the clutches of Brody Hayes and Eric Hutton. Hutton's been stuck behind this 37 here for the last few laps. He's got fresher tires. He's probably not trying to push the issue yet. But I think as we get later in this run, he will try to. As Kyle Payne really loose off the corner in that nice. I tell you, I love Kyle Payne's car. Nice tribute to Ken Block, who was sadly lost, I believe, on early this year in January. Definitely a legend in what he did. So cool tribute scheme here for the 68 of Kyle Payne, as I believe he's bringing it into pit road here.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of damage on the right side, but definitely a nice looking race car and a great tribute, as you said. Ken Block, an icon in motorsport and just the automotive world in general. And it was definitely a very surprising, sudden tragedy, and cool to see people paying tribute. I believe it was Keselowski as well. He had a tribute car. I think Kyle Payne, a Keselowski fan as well. So
yes, very, very nice tribute from both sides there, and honoring a legend, like you said, very, very impactful to the world, or the motorsport world, and good to see the throwbacks, nice schemes here. But we're back to the battle here for the 7th position, on board with Bentley Glazer in that 87, unsponsored Chevrolet Camaro. Somebody might need to get him a sponsor. Maybe Bush League bound. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. They're on the 6th machine of Ryan Gemmel, but yeah, sponsor of tonight's race. Make sure to check them out. Use the command !BLB in chat to learn more about them. They've got a podcast, so check them out. Their link to their Twitter profile will be in the chat if you use that command. Also, Martin Sports, presenting sponsor of the league. Use !Martin Sports to learn more about them. Great sponsor, and great to have them back this season to provide us with all this great racing action, as Brody Hayes has got a lot of pressure from Eric Hutton, 8th and 9th position. Bailey Turner loving what he's seeing here as he's still able to hold these two off. But man, really charging into the corner, the 88 Canes machine of Eric Hutton.
He's got the tire advantage as well, and Eric Hutton doing a great job getting underneath the 37 of Brody Hayes in that VSPEED machine. Hutton, like I said, he's got the fresher tires. You'll see diving underneath here for the 8th position. Move Eric Hutton at the 8th. Bentley Glazer, who's on the same tires as Brody Hayes, so he looks like he just has a little more control over the back end, a little more drive off. Bentley Glazer might start putting some pressure on the 37. You can see the 37 goes defensive mode into 3, and Glazer will tuck back in line here. That'll allow Eric Hutton. He'll set his eyes on Bailey Turner, but Glazer now getting a little bit closer to the 37 of Brody Hayes. Hayes just doesn't have the drive off, can't get that momentum down the straightaway, and the 87 seems to have that. If Glazer can see that weakness, he needs to get up to that left rear quarter panel and loosen him up a little bit if he can. If not, get that clean air and try to cross him over off the corner here. He'll get a run.
Not able to do it. Yeah, not able.
We have the onboard, right, with him?
Yeah, we do have the onboard here. Let's go on board to the helmet cam as well.
Yeah, and you'll see right now he's in that dirty air. If he can just get that left front away from the wake, if you so will, of the 37, you can see how much he's struggling being right behind him here. He gets loose, doesn't have the full effect of the airflow going over the car, the natural airflow of the car. If he can just get some more momentum here, as you can see, he'll peak the nose, he'll have clean air, using a little bit of a higher lane, trying to build that momentum. We saw it work earlier in the race, as now the track is under nightfall, so it might not be, that outside lane might be a little bit cooler here, and it might not provide as much grip as the drivers once had at the beginning when the sun was out. And up ahead of them,
yeah, look at Ben Bafford closing in. He's now cut the deficit down to 3.5 seconds, and he's only about 4 car lengths, yeah, behind Cabot, the 17 machine, who has not been able to close up on David Schildhouse at all. Maybe both of these, well, maybe Cabot's in save mode slightly, but they're at 25 laps into the run. Probably not the case. It's just Ben Bafford having that fresher set of tires, starting to make good use of them.
Yeah, and he's like I said, Bafford's starting to probably go on attack mode here. He's not even halfway through his stint, or he's just about to get to halfway through his stint, and he's going to start using those tire advantages he has. He's got 4 lap fresher tires than David Schildhouse and Adam Cabot. As he'll go underneath here, he'll go underneath Cabot here, and he should make easy, quick work of him. As he'll go into 1, and he'll clear that 17. And now he's got one more car to set his eyes on, and that's that 20 of David Schildhouse, who's 3 seconds up the road here, about a half a straightaway ahead. Will that tire advantage come into play here pretty soon? As Schildhouse going to 3, Bafford barely going into 3 now. So he's got a long way to go, but if there's anybody that can probably deal with running down somebody, it's probably been Bafford. And pretty much, like I said, single file throughout the front, throughout the top 10, the closest battles Eric Hutton and Bailey Turner. Eric Hutton putting a little pressure on Turner. Hasn't got up to him yet to attempt to pass. He's got a lot of speed.
Yeah.
He's got one lap faster tires than Bailey Turner. Seth Hatchell's kind of all by himself. Same with Samar. Jeff Wright doing a phenomenal job as well, back in the 13th position. And then it gets a little bit stacked up with Cunningham, who's got a little bit of damage, I just noticed. Cunningham, a lot of damage on that left rear.
Yeah, I see Jeff Wright has some right front damage, so I wonder if there was maybe a little bit of contact between the 48 and 14 at some point.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. He's definitely got right front damage. That could be from the wall in Jeff Wright's.
No, that is contact. That splitter has been up a little bit. That, to me, believes that that right front has a little something to do with that left front, or that left rear,
yeah,
on the 14 machine.
It's
but
like a
turn speed,
like a lock and key situation where a perfect match for that damage. But yeah, definitely still making his way forward. How about Bentley Glazer? I'm still surprised just how strong he has run. Biggest mover in the field. Jeff Wright, the next closest in terms of positions gained. He's up 18. So both of those drivers have moved quite a ways forward. Ryan Gemmel up 15. Justin Carey has gained 14 spots in this race, up from 37th to 23rd, a driver that we don't talk too much about, but good to see him as just a moment there with the broadcast. Oh, and he is working right behind Dennis Fairclough, who gets a big moment out of turn number 4.
And he'll go underneath here. Fairclough, that'll be for the 23rd position.
Yeah, 23rd, 24th on your screen at the moment behind them. Casey Lakatis as well. I think did we just lose Bentley Glazer? No, he's back. Okay, I'm just having scoring issues on my end.
The whole thing's been, I don't think the Irish servers are really used to having this many cars as we're used to here, but it's good to see, like I said, the field, having the big field size is great. You can see David Shieldhouse working through lap traffic here. He's battling the 46 of Dallas Sullivan, so that is actually a realistic fight there. He's trying to stay on the lead lap here. In case of a caution, the first car a lap down, you get the lucky dog here, and lucky dog could go right around the track and get your lap back. Yep. And you're on the same lap as the leader. Timmy
Emanuele, 2 laps down. He has got slightly fresher tires than the leader, so he's trying to gain one of them back potentially, but he did get passed up to go that second lap down. Eric Lambert, next one in front of them. I believe he's still trying to stay on the lead lap here. 28th position. So, man, we've gone green the entire time. I believe David Shieldhouse now has led the most laps, at least to this point. He's led 40 out of the 72 that have been completed. And he has lapped quite a few cars at this pace.
He really has. And looking at the tire stints, I believe Eric Lambert has about 2 lap fresher tires, but he'll finally let Shieldhouse go here. As I think Sullivan made a little contact with the wall, and Emanuele trying to get his lap back, or get one of his 2 laps back here. Other than that, Ben Baffert is closing in. I think Baffert's loving Shieldhouse going through this lap traffic. It's hurting his times a little bit, like the last time. Baffert about 0.3 of a second faster here. Is now Shieldhouse a little bit more cleaner air. He turns a 35.3, Baffert a 35.0. So still about 0.3 faster. He should be, if he's able to keep knocking off that time, he should be able to get there with the next 10 laps.
Also, AJ Stravatos cut the deficit to the leader down to 3.2. He got around Adam Cabot to go into 3rd position. Yusuf Ghali has gone past Keith Mayato. Keith has pretty much stayed steady this same distance, if not slightly gained on David Shieldhouse, but he just doesn't have quite enough fresher tires and a little bit too far back at the start of the run. But these two, who started in 5th and 6th, currently running 5th and 6th, just flip-flopped at the moment. Really, all of our top 7 have started within the top 8 positions. Now Eric Hutton, though, gaining a position, or trying to, over Bailey Turner.
Finally was able to get some clean air and try to make the move here. You see, get a little bit loose, that back end fishtails here. So now what you're going to do, with the way the air works on these cars, you're going to want to, Eric Hutton's going to want to pinch the 24, take away the side force, take away the drivability off the corner, take away the slip angle from the right rear, and take away the grip. You can see they're both looking for grip. I can tell you that with the way they're both sliding around. But Bailey Turner is one tough customer to pass. We saw last year it was really hard to get by him, no matter where it was in the field. He's really hard to pass. He loves He loves to hold you up. That I will tell you. But such a fierce competitor. He got second in the championship, and he's going to try to win. And I guarantee you later this year, I guarantee you, I know Bailey's not having the night he would want. He'd rather be up a few more positions, but I guarantee you we'll probably see that 24 in victory lane at least once this season.
Yeah, definitely turned on the speed at some point last season, made his charge to the top of the standings. And, you know, in that final few races of the chase, it was on between him and Adam Cabot. And what a championship battle we saw between those two drivers. A point here, a point there, and it was just, you know, wire to wire. Yeah, tied headed into the final race where ultimately Adam Cabot took the championship win. But Bailey Turner, no slouch as he holds off the 88 of Eric Hutton. That time gets a great run out of turn 2, and Hutton slots back in the line here in 8th spot, but he is going to put his nose right to the back bumper.
Yeah, you just take the air off that 24, take the air off the spoiler, loosen him up a little bit. That'll help. As we can see, Adam Cabot, that Atlas 17 Chevrolet Camaro, he's brought it back into pit road. He's going to give it to the attention of the crew. This will probably be the final pit stops of the night.
Yeah, assuming no yellow flags. We've gone green flag for now 78 laps as David Schildhaus continues to show the way. He's led 46, coming to 47. And this is very impressive. A full 41 car field, and we have not had a caution in the first 2/3 of this race.
You know, I don't know if they can make it 50 laps on field. I don't know if Cabot can make it on field.
He's only got to go 40 though at this point.
He's only have to go 40? Oh, yeah. My math's wrong. Oh, yeah, he should be fine.
Yeah. Numbers are hard sometimes. It's all right.
Man, I'll tell you.
It's been a long day. You know, it's Tuesday.
Really has. It's been a long few days.
Yeah.
We had fun, though. Heck, went to the race on Sunday at Coliseum, to up in the mountains doing sledding. It was a good time. And now today, we're broadcasting here tonight. So it's been a fun few days for myself. So it's fun to come back here and watch these virtual race cars go around the virtual racetrack. As this battle for the lead's going to heat up. What does Baffert do when he gets to the 20 of David Schildhaus? Schildhaus the strategy's working perfect for him. He's been able to jump Baffert here, and we're closing up on the next set of pit stops. He's got Baffert right where he wants it. And if I'm Baffert, you got to pit with the 20. You absolutely have to pit with the 20.
Yeah, because he's definitely better on the long run. That's, you know, clear to see. Yeah. As it looks like Schildhaus bringing it in here. He's going to try and push the issue.
Stay out, yeah.
Oh,
now,
man.
Baffert's going to have to bring it in this next lap.
Yeah, I think he will have to, at least this lap, at latest 2 laps from now. But he doesn't want to lose a lot of time that he's going to have to make back up.
Ollie's brought it in. Turner's brought it in. And just a great strategy by David Schildhaus. It's going to work right now. Baffert has to be on the attack here. He has to pit. He does not want to do what he did because he saw Schildhaus was able to keep that gap on him now. What does Baffert do here? He'll go through 3 and 4. Does he bring it in is the question.
Doesn't look like it.
Doesn't.
Yeah, I think he's got to pit at least this time. He's just going to run out of laps before the end of it. If he
out of laps. As man, Adrian Stravato and Eric Lambert almost made some contact in the pit road.
Let's take a look here. AJ really was pushing it. Look at how fast he was coming in. Just clips the inside cone there, but able to make up all that time on Eric Lambert, who's got a pit stall much farther back. Luckily, he was able to get past him. As I think we've got Daniel Cunningham on pit road. Eric Hutton has brought it in. A lot of drivers inside the top 10 and inside the top 20 bringing it on the pit lane. But Ben Baffert.
Oh, man, he's really bringing it in.
Oh, in front of him. Man. Kevin McGarvey into the end of the pit road.
Is that going to be a caution?
He towed it. He's out of the way.
Oh, my goodness.
Let's take a look there. He just got right into the barrels. That is as close a call for Ben Baffert as you could have, and that's why.
Goodness. That caught his attention for sure, and you can see, he just locks it up. Baffert saw it, too. He had to check it. That's going to cost Baffert a little bit of time.
Yeah, definitely will cost him, as Chris Simard staying on the track.
And look at who jumped David Schildhaus, Adam Cabot.
Oh, my goodness. He did pit 3 laps earlier.
Yeah, Schildhaus going to have way fresher tires. Is Baffert just leaving his box? He's going to fall 3 or 4 seconds behind.
Yeah, that is the struggle here. I mean, he's on the access road right now, working through turn number 2, exiting the access road. Schildhaus and Cabot are headed into turn number 3. It's a whole straightaway. That distance about 3 seconds, if not more than that, maybe even 4 or 5 seconds.
Ben Baffert's best friend right now is going to be Adam Cabot if he can hold up David Shieldhouse. And I know that Cabot is going to try to win this race, but I think Shieldhouse, he's just going to have more grip. He's going to have more tire life. And you can see Cabot's going to pinch him down, but man, what a send by the 20 at Shieldhouse. What does Cabot do? He gets to that right rear, he tightens up, takes the side force away. Cabot lets the car flow up, not going to be enough. David Shieldhouse gets by him as Chris Samad, your leader. He's bringing it in. That'll allow Jeremiah Vincent to take the lead again. He'll lead some more laps, and Ryan Gemmel, I believe, staying out as well.
Yeah, Gemmel's had a nice strong run. You know, he's played this strategy. He undercut on the last cycle, and he's looking at maybe getting a top 15, top 10 finish by the end of this thing. He's got the speed at this point in the run. But there are still 4 cars on the racetrack that have yet to bring it in. Licata's still out there as well as he drops through the running order. He's back to 8th at this point. You know, leaders who have already pit are passing him, so time to bring it in for that driver. Dallas Sullivan also trying to just make up some ground, hoping for a yellow flag. That car heavily damaged all around from the early incident on the backstretch, as well as contact with the wall. Gemmel now brings it in. Jeremiah Vincent continues to stay out, hoping for a yellow flag, I think.
Cars, though, I tell you, look at these guys on cars with the different tires, lives on them as well. You know, this is the time of the race now. You just got your final pit stop done. Now, you know, you're going to take more risks. This is the last part. This is the end of the race. You got to get all you can get. We see mistakes happen. We see, you know, incidents happen. Jeremiah Vincent's hoping one of those incidents happen right now. I'll tell you that. The top 3 are definitely hoping for that. And it's possible. You never know what can happen the racing throughout the pack. We could see a caution still. I know we've been caution free, and I don't want to jinx it, but it's definitely possible that we'd have a caution here in this race, especially with still how many cars are running on the racetrack. I think there's still 38 still going around this racetrack here.
As David Shieldhouse able to get by Noah Mikalski for the 3rd position. The gap between himself and Adam Cabot now up to about a second. Ben Baffert is about 4.2 seconds behind David Shieldhouse. He's going to have 33 laps to go in this race to try and close that up. So he's going to have to gain over a 10th a lap. It is going to be a tall order. I mean, Shieldhouse has been that strong tonight, just dominating performance.
And if I'm Baffert here, you don't want to push the tires too hard to get to him, but you don't. You're going to have to push a lot harder than he's been used to all year, or used to all race, I should say. The question for Shieldhouse is, if we look at where he's at, the cars that he's got ahead of him, he's got a lot of lap traffic he's going to have to go through. Baffert will also have to go through it, but I'll tell you this, they know Shieldhouse will be eventually, Shieldhouse will eventually cycle out to the race leader. A lot of guys trying to stay on the lead lap are going to fight him hard.
Yeah, as Ortega and Jeremiah Vincent still out there on the racetrack. Noah Mikalski yet to bring it in. A lot of these guys just trying to run as far as they can. Casey Licata falls outside the top 10. Zach Smith still on the racetrack, has not brought it in. He's 22nd, nearly about a lap down under green, as he will now go a lap down. But Jeremiah Vincent still staying out here, trying to catch a caution. Lap 90 goes up on the board. 3/4 of this race complete.
Yeah. Vincent doing a great strategy here. He's definitely leading a lot of laps. It's always good to have him. Like you said, hoping for a caution. If you need a caution, he's going to be in a good spot here as gets passed by a lot of cars. And now, who will eventually be the race leader, David Shieldhouse, closing up on him as I believe Vincent, hand out the window here. I think he's going to be bringing it in here. And that'll cycle the lead back to the 20 car of David Shieldhouse. Adam Cabot about a second and a half back from the 20. Ben Baffert, 3.5 seconds now, 3.5 seconds to get up to David Shieldhouse. That will eventually be the race for the win if he can get there. 2-lap fresher tires on the 23 Toyota Supra. Is it going to be enough?
Yeah, it's not quite the difference that we saw on the previous run where he was able to close up about 6 seconds before Shieldhouse ultimately brought it in. You can see here AJ Stravato pit 1 lap earlier, and he's about 2 seconds behind Ben Baffert. So Ben, I think, is pushing it a little bit harder, and that deficit down to 3.5, like you said.
Right now, Baffert's best friends, look at this traffic that Shieldhouse is in. He's got guys trying to get their laps back on fresher tires, and he's lapping guys as well. He's lapping cars while he's got other lappers passing him, trying to get their lap back. They're racing Shieldhouse extremely hard. It's costing him a lot of time, and it is allowing Baffert to kind of close in that gap. I know Baffert's going to be going through this field as well, but as Shieldhouse is getting them more grouped up, then they get spread out. And right now, I think Shieldhouse, he's got Ryan Gemmel all over him. He's got the race title on that hood, and he's a lap down. He's going to try to get that lap back, crack his way back inside the top 20. He'll get by Shieldhouse. Shieldhouse will let him go. But now, that 6 who's got the fresh tire, he's going to be ahead of him this entire run now. He's going to get a ton of dirty air from the 6. Is this going to allow Baffert to close in a little bit? Baffert's about
3.2 now.
10 ahead. He's about a 10th faster a lap here. If he were to keep this up, he would be able to run him down.
It'd be very, very close at the end. I think the tire deficit, though, will start to become more apparent like we've seen later in the run. And like you said, Shieldhouse, he's got lap cars around him. That is Ryan Gemmel, who goes back to, he's 19th at the moment. He's got 5 lap fresher tires, I believe. Actually, yeah, 5 lap fresher tires. So he will pull away a little bit. That'll create a little cushion between himself and the race leader. But behind the 20, I think that's Justin Carey.
Yes, that is the 12. But
and he's
kind of
on
stalled out behind.
Yeah, he's on even tires with the race leader, but he's had a pretty good run tonight, and no slouch in terms of speed. He's up 17 positions, so he's got a good race car, and could cause some problems for David Shieldhouse if he has to check the mirror every so often. It takes your focus off of what's happening out front.
For sure. And I think right now Shieldhouse is calm, cool, and collected. He's got a 3-second lead over Ben Baffert, who we know is going to probably be his closest competitor here. And Baffert is closing in on his teammate, Adam Cabot, who shouldn't make it too hard for him to go by. As we can see now, Ronnie Osper using that outside. He's kind of fallen off from where he started. We saw him using that outside lane most of this race, and he's just kind of fallen back. I don't think that outside lane has been working as good as he would hoped.
Yeah, he's going to be in the way.
Lap too.
Yeah, he will be in the way because he's got a lap. He's got even tires, or maybe even only a couple laps fresher than Shieldhouse, but he is definitely not pulling away from the 20. So that is a car that could consistently be out front, as Baffert now trying to get that gap under 3 seconds. He is picking up some time here. Last lap was pretty close, but he is AJ Stravato, actually the quickest car on the racetrack. But he's too far back at this point. It's going to be too much of a margin to make up.
There was Baffert a little bit faster that last time.
Still not enough, I don't think.
Baffert's gonna make quick work of Cabot here, and I think Cabot will let him go here most likely, and he just doesn't have the tire left as well. Baffert 5 lap fresher tires, so it should be pretty easy going into 3 here.
Yeah,
like I said, he's got pretty much 3 seconds to run down. He's gonna have 20 laps to do it. Well, those tires are gonna need to start kicking in now to even have a shot at getting to Shieldhouse. If he can get there, great, but can he pass Shieldhouse is the question without having the tires too burned up there. 2 lap freshers, the tires on the 23 than the 20. Is it going to be enough? I think now is the part of the run where you're going to see Baffert start putting that pedal down. He's going to start pushing it a little bit harder.
Yeah, this is about the point in the run last time where he really started to make up some ground. Nobody else really going to have any shot at it. I think it's just going to come down to these two. Everybody just too much further back. And it has been dominated between David Shieldhouse, who's led now 56 laps, leading half of the total length of the race. Ben Baffert's led 31. Adam Cabot has not yet found the race lead. AJ Stravato as well has not. Yusuf Ghali in 5th, up from his 6th place starting spot. Keith Mayato back into 6th after starting 5th. Bentley Glazer, what a run from the...
Baffert to the wall! Baffert hits max cost!
Oh, man, that is... Oh, big hit, too. That's going to be it for him, I think.
That's do it for Baffert, and that's going to give Shieldhouse a pretty lengthy lead there and a ton of damage on the right side of Ben Baffert in the 23 now.
Go to the overhead view, just see what happened.
He's lapping the 63, and he just comes straight up.
Yeah, I mean, 63 a little off the wall, but yeah, that's Ben's responsibility to get by cleanly. Ultimately, just went up a little bit too far. It's cost him 2nd place. Back to 3rd now. Adam Cabot's gotten past, and I think Ben will get back through to 2nd, but he's not going to have the time or the race car left now to get up there and challenge David Shieldhouse. So everybody going to hope for a yellow other than David Schildhouse.
David Schildhouse hoping for a caution. Now, I know Ben is supposed to get by the lap cars, and I know the lap cars are staying out of the way. And I think cars are staying out of the way fine. It's just, Bafford's got to know that you got to get by cleanly. I know he doesn't want to give up time, even though he's going to give up a few tenths of maybe hundredths of a second of the lap. You got to know you have the fresher tires. You just got to be patient, and I think that's one of the things Ben has struggled with. If he could just find the patience, he's definitely pro caliber.
Yeah, I mean, he's had the speed all night. Really has had, a winning race car. He's been the fastest car, I'd say. The strategy's been a little bit off. That's the only thing, really. He had the lead. He just ran too long in that first run, and we've run green ever since, and he's just been trying to make up that time and had to push the car late in the race here and push the issue with the lap machine and max cost. And that's going to ultimately, I think, cost him the win, regardless of what happens from here on out.
And he's trying to get back at Cabot at least. I don't think he's going to get Schildhouse here. Schildhouse way ahead. But Ben Bafford here, he's going to at least try to get Cabot, who's got 5 lap older tires, a lot less grip in that 17 car. But you can really see the effects of the damage taking toll on the 23 of Ben Bafford. Just doesn't have the grip there. Look at that right front. Big crinkle in there, and then the fender there. It's going to really hurt the aerodynamics, especially down the straightaways and in the corner, especially being in traffic. AJ Stravado might be in the best spot here, who's slowly but surely catching the 17 and the 23. And there's always the possibility of the caution. That is also a possibility as we've coming up here on 16 laps to go here in the Busch League down 175. And another shout out, like we said, Bentley Glazer up in the 7th position in the 87 car. Unsponsored, but he's having himself one heck of a night here.
Yeah, trying to make up for, I believe it was a last place finish at Daytona in the opener last week after winning the Clash. He has had, I guess, kind of the ultimate up and down start to this season. First to last, and now an incredible 25 positions gained in this race for Bentley Glazer. Very impressive performance, trying to prove that he's a guy to contend with as well this season. Looking at other drivers just outside the top 10, Seth Hatchell. Not the night we probably would have expected from Seth, who's run very well at this racetrack in the past. Just 11th quick tonight, or 11th, on the charts at the moment after starting in 11th. So just not quite the speed. Jeff Wright behind him, about 3.5 seconds behind the 8 machine. So Jeff has gained a lot of spots as well. Nick Starling, Daniel Cunningham going at it here, 14th and 15th.
Now for third as well, heating up Stravado and Bafford side by side. As you can see, Cunningham trying to get that position away from Nick Starling. That's for the 14th position. And Bafford's up in the wall again. Taps the wall to turn 1. That should allow Stravado to get by here for the 3rd position. Bafford trying to cross him over, just doesn't have the grip. He'll have the momentum. As you can see, Stravado fishtails, goes to cover it. Bafford now gonna just stay behind, and that move the 33 Waste Management Chevrolet up into the 3rd position. He'll look to get by Adam Cabot for 2nd. Yusuf Ghali slowly but surely running them down. Like you said, Daniel Cunningham and Nick Starling still going at it. How about Alan Dice? Haven't really talked about him. The Affinity for Gaming Chevrolet, number 5. He's closing in on this battle. And he's got a few fresher tires than these guys here.
Yeah.
Or actually, older tires.
Yeah, older tires.
Starling dives it down to the bottom here. Trying to get that grip here. That 14's damage kind of affecting him a little bit. A lot less side force here going on the left side of that car, but he'll be able to clear the 7 and finally take away that 14th position. Now Dice sets his eyes on Nick Starling in the 7 here in that VSPEED Chevrolet.
Yeah, nice battle there for the top 15 positions. Ryan Gemmel behind them as well. He's got much fresher tires, actually starting to close up on those guys. And these guys could be right in front of David Schildhouse by the end of the race. We're also seeing battles further back. I saw Reggie Ortega and Jeremiah Vincent, I believe, going at it for first car 1 lap down.
Stravado just got by Cabot for 2nd to move to 33 into the 2nd position. Now he's going to be hoping for the caution here. He's got 1 lap fresher tires than David Schildhouse, but he's just not as fast. Schildhouse 5-second lead over AJ Stravado in the 33. Cabot right behind with Bafford, about a 3-car train. Yusuf Ghali slowly but surely running the top or 2nd all the way through 4th down. 54 is about he is the fastest car in the top 5 again, 6.5 seconds behind the 20. Oh, Cody Atkins up in the wall in front of Yusuf Ghali.
Yeah, I mean, David Shieldhouse, he's about to see 10 laps to go in this race. He is just hoping that we stay green like that 80, like the paint on the 81 car. That's exactly what he wants to see from the flag man. He doesn't want to see that 81 car go around.
The flag that Shieldhouse wants to see is that white flag, and then the checker, and then he'll be good from there. Oh, Brody Hayes almost made contact with Eric Lambert, and that was almost the caution.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are going to start struggling here for handling, and they're all fighting for position. This is a battle for 8th and 9th. Bailey Turner and Brody Hayes, and then you've got Eric Hutton closing in. So we will have 8th through 10th fighting for position. These guys aren't going to take it easy on each other. They're going to go for it.
No, they're not. Yeah, no, these guys are just going to be, these guys are going for everything they can get. These tires are just, they're aging, and I tell you, Brody Hayes is all over the back bumper of Bailey Turner, trying to loosen him up there, and he loosens himself up there. And these guys are going to go for everything that they can get, and this is usually where the contact might happen. And the very thing that David Shieldhouse may not want to see may just happen. If these guys get too aggressive or catch the wrong lap card in the wrong place at the wrong time. And I'll tell you, Ben Bafford's crash almost was the caution there with, I believe it was about 23 laps to go at the time it happened. So, you know, Shieldhouse hoping it's not, because any caution right now will absolutely flip this race on its head, and who knows what can happen if we get a late race restart.
Yeah, the battle is going to be on for 3rd and 4th, I think, for the remainder of this one. Cabot and Bafford just a few car lengths apart, as the one machine of Zach Smith right in the mix here. I'm trying to see where he's running for position. That is 30th position, currently 2 laps down, but he has fresher tires than those guys by quite a good margin.
That power crash, that's a nice paint scheme on Zach Smith's number 1 there. And I'll tell you, I think Yusuf Ghali will probably be a factor in this battle here as well, as Shieldhouse is gonna, Jeremiah Vincent's gonna unlap himself from the 20 car, and he'll move up into the 19th position. Jeremiah's got a lot of speed here. He's way faster than the guys that are ahead of him. If he can keep going here, he might be able to get McGarvey, maybe might be able to get Cunningham on down, but it's going to take a lot out of him. He's got some speed in that now. You can see the speed he's got compared to David Shieldhouse, the leader. See, Jeremiah's got 10 lap fresher tires than 20.
Yeah, he pit really late. He has, I think he's led a few laps here. 8 laps led by Jeremiah Vincent, kind of on the alternate strategy, kind of trying to do overcuts, and it has paid off to get him right back to where he started.
I'll tell you, if their caution's coming out anywhere, it's from 8th on back. They're weaving through traffic here, and these guys are almost making contact. Emanuele drifted up, almost hit the 37th. Faircloth got really, really loose in front of Bailey Turner and almost made contact. I think he almost got up into the wall there, but Hayes putting the pressure on the 24 White Claw machine. Brody's been kind of saw he was running that top 5 in the beginning of the race, and then just kind of fell off once the tires kind of started to give way. As Eric Hutton saw a 9, he's up inside the top 10, and then they're well ways ahead of Seth Hatchell in 11th, who's about 4 seconds behind this battle.
Chris Samard's got some good speed right now at the end of the race as well. 13th, good solid run for him. He did lead a lap here as well. But Daniel Cunningham, we've talked about him quite a bit. Nice run for him. 14th all night long. Alan Dice up 10 spots. Starling maybe starting to fade a little bit. Here comes Ryan Gemmel as well to fight with these two.
Yeah, this is going to be for the 15th position inside the top 15. Starling, a nice send down to the inside. Dice keeping it in the middle. Gemmel thought about taking it high to the 3 wide. They're not going to do it here. You can see Starling's going to get really loose. He's going to slide up, take the air away from the 5, and now it's going to allow the 6 to close out. How about this? The 5, the 6, and the 7.
Oh, wow. Opposite order, though.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I mean, completely out of order. Here comes Gemmel, though. He's got fresher tires.
Goodness, Yusuf Ghali had to thread the needle with Ben Bafford and the lappers Osmer up into the wall. And Mikulski involved as well.
Oh, man.
And the crossover, they're almost going to make a little bit of contact. There's Mikulski and Osmer. They'll go by here. And Mikulski, I think he's got fresh tires. He's going to try to race these guys. I don't know why he would. As Bafford, what a send to the bottom. He loses grip. And look at these guys. These guys are going to 3 wide here with 4 laps to go. That's going to allow going. Oh, my goodness. Bafford sliding the back end around. Osmer checks up, gives him a shove. And that allows Mikulski to go by, who's a lap car. Bafford shouldn't be able to fall too much farther behind here, as I think those tires are starting to give way. As we'll cut back to the battle of 15th. Starling and Dice and Gemmel going
my
at it.
goodness.
And look at who's closing up on them. Jeremiah Vincent in the 9.
Oh, this could get dicey right here.
He's
Gemmel in the wall.
No.
And here
And
comes.
that's gonna allow Vincent.
Yeah, here comes Jeremiah, significantly faster. Gemmel was quite a bit faster than those two, but as soon as he caught them, just had such a hard time making the move. But look at in the center of the turn. Look at this.
Oh, he's got to be careful here. Wow, barely clears the 7, and now the 6 will go by the 7, and Vincent might be able to get Dice here. These guys, a lot of good battling here from the mid-pack guys. As up at the front, 2 laps to go here for David Schildhouse in that 20th, second race ever, like you said. And what a way to start off his first race of the season. He's got a lap and a half to go here.
Oh, Gemmel's around.
Oh, no! Oh, and he takes a hard shot to the inside wall.
I think because he's off the racing surface. Yeah.
If he's slow enough, it'll trigger a caution.
And Schildhouse just wants to get back to the white flag. Oh, let's see what happened.
Yeah, we'll check after the race, I think. But yeah, white flag, 1 more lap to go. I think Starling got into him.
Oh yeah, just
a little bit there. Give him a nice tap, but all by himself, a lap and a half to go. David Schildhouse, his second race ever in the BTDY Racing Series. He's lapped everybody up to 17th with the 7NX Starling, who's right in front of him. But David Schildhouse comes through 3 and 4, and David Schildhouse will see the checkered flag. And he's going to get his first career BTDY win, and it's going to come at Homestead-Miami. David Schildhouse, the winner of the Bush League Bound 175 as they come across the line. Stravato second, Cabot third, Gully fourth, Bafford spins it across the line fifth. Mayano.
Oh my goodness.
Shot at 6th. Bentley Glazer 7th. Bailey Turner 8th. Brody Hayes 9th. Barely edging out Eric Hutton for 10th. But David Schildhouse is your winner.
Wow, what a race from David here tonight. Just perfect on the strategy, perfect on the speed. It was between him and Ben Baffert, his fastest cars all race long, and ultimately Ben with the mistake passing a lap car. David, just had to run a nice clean last 15 laps or so, and he did that, bringing it home for the victory in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce number 20 in his second start.
How about this? The first 2 races, 2 first-time winners to start off the season. Doesn't get any better than that. And then we got a road course race, so that's going to be wild here. But stick around for interviews. We'll interview our winner in the top 3 as well with AJ Stravato, Adam Cabot, and we'll hear from our winner, David Schildhouse, the winner of the Bush League Bound 175. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Back at the racetrack now, going to be pulling in our top 3 finishers for tonight's race from Homestead-Miami Speedway. Finishing in the 3rd position tonight, that's going to be Mr. Adam Cabot. Adam, this is Adam and Alec in the VSPEED booth. You got a copy.
I got you.
Oh man, first race back after the championship last season. You gave it a great shot here tonight. Started 3rd, finished in 3rd, and you were up there battling with those guys all night long. But green flag all the way start to finish. What was there that you could have done, differently to keep up with David and Ben there?
Been faster. I mean, that's pretty much it. Like when a race just goes green like that, there's not much you can blame it on. I mean, there's a couple times I got held up in traffic. There was a couple adjustments with the brakes that I made for the last run that really helped me that I wish I made earlier in the race. That could have maybe helped me, but yeah, it's I mean, still good to get a top 3 finish here. I mean, a few hours ago I didn't even think I was racing, but then I saw you guys were doing Homestead at the Xfinity car, and I desperately need some laps for that because I'll be racing for Monday Night Racing Championship Monday with this exact same car track combo. So figured, what's a better way to get some prep than to race with a bunch of really talented drivers here in BTDY. So cool to get a top 3, but that's the second night in a row that David's made me look silly. So he's clearly found some speed lately, and yeah, he just went out and just whooped us tonight.
Yeah, definitely a lot of speed in the 20 machine tonight, and one of those drivers you're contending against in Monday Night Racing. So what was it like?
Well, I was gonna say, I'm glad he's not in the championship 4 after seeing how fast he is tonight, because that'd be a problem. But maybe I'll have to offer to like split the prize money with him or something to find out what his secret is. But I don't know. But that's yeah, he was fast, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely quick in his second start here in the league. But yeah, you come home 3rd place tonight. Will we see you back in a couple weeks at the Roval? Do you think you'll racing in that one?
I think so, but maybe I'll do Pocono. I heard Alex running Pocono, and I love Pocono, so why not make it a Pocono party?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, okay.
Little party at the Tricky Triangle. But man, what a great run from you here tonight. Kept it interesting, finishing in 3rd place. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I mean everyone at the league, Nick for letting me race last minute. I didn't realize that we had like a full field of cars, so I forget who it was that dropped out. I apologize for forgetting your name, but whoever it was, thank you for giving me a spot to race tonight. And yeah, we'll be back at some point this season.
Awesome, man. Well, great run again here tonight. Go celebrate that 3rd place finish, and we'll see you soon.
Sounds good. Thanks, Adam.
Thank you. That is Adam Cabot, 3rd place finisher here this evening. We're now going to go to the 2nd place driver here tonight, the Italian stallion AJ Stravato. This is Adam and Alec in the VSPEED booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, AJ, not quite the victory, but you come from 7th to come home runner-up. You definitely had great speed and were closing in, just not enough laps left. But man, green flag start to finish. What could you have done differently to put yourself a little bit closer for a shot to win?
Man, I didn't know we were going to go green the entire way. I would have broke that into thirds. I saw we were 120 laps, and the pit sequence was about 45 to 48 laps, depending on how you ran it. So, obviously being 120 laps, divide that by 3, that's 40. So, you know, uh, gotta say, Shieldhouse did a really good job with this strategy. I could have done a little bit better entering and then exiting the pits, but I think a time or two there's just somebody pitting at the same time, and I'm obviously not going to run into the back of them, so had to compromise. I think just a little bit of time that obviously over 120 laps adds up, but it was a lot of fun, good racing, great win to David and Adam for finishing 3rd, and I think all my teammates had a really good run as well. So glad to see them all run well.
Yeah, and you had a very strong performance up there in the top 5 all night long. You had to actually chase down the top 5 at one point, and you get up here and beat most of those guys, just the 20, the exception there. But we go to the Roval in a couple weeks. I know you love the road courses. How do you feel about going there in the Xfinity cars?
I haven't driven the Xfinity car too much, I think, at this combo, but I think actually one of the last times we drove this combo here, I was pretty quick. I do enjoy road course racing, so hopefully we can get a pretty good show and then get another top 5. And I'm not sure where we are in points, but hopefully we can build closer to the points lead and or build a points lead, hopefully.
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty tight up there at the top of the standings, but another great performance from the Italian Stallion coming home in the 2nd position, one of your best tracks here in this league as well. But anybody you want to give a shout out to for runner-up tonight?
Yeah, just first of all, my teammates. It's a lot of fun running with them each and every week. My team, Nexus Sports, and just all the league admins and all the guys that make this happen. It's a lot of fun running this league, and we're off to a great start. We got a lot of people coming out, so hopefully we can continue this up and keep green flag racing like this. It's a lot of fun.
Awesome, AJ. Well, thanks for talking with us, and we'll catch you in a couple weeks at the Roval.
Absolutely.
That is AJ Stravato, second place finisher. I know he wanted one better, and we're going to go to the guy who finished one better, David Schildhouse. Alec, I believe you're with him.
I am David Schildhouse, Alec Martinez, Adam Baker in the VSPEED booth. Got a copy, brother?
I am here, and
Oh
I am
my
the
gosh.
winner.
Brother, you absolutely dusted him tonight here at the Homestead-Miami Speedway, buddy. How does it feel, and what was it? What did it take?
Well, I was just being pressed by Adam Cabot. He was wondering how much it was going to cost him to learn my secrets here tonight. And I didn't charge him anything. I just told him what I was doing, and it just worked out. I mean, we started up on the front row. Ben Baffert stole the pole from me at the last second with a great lap, and I had a lot of fun racing with him. And it was a good battle, but it was just consistency. The Heartbeat Hot Sauce Chevy Camaro was just really, really hooked up. I love this racetrack. I love the Xfinity car. And it just, I set myself up to be good at the end of the race, but really, I think the difference was the strategy of just when to come down pit road. 120 lap race. I just cut it up into thirds, pit every 40 laps. I did the undercut on the first run. That put me out in front of Ben by quite a bit, and I was just able to hold it the rest of the way. So I just, I guess I big brained it for once.
There you go. That always helps. And I got to ask you, we go from this being I think your second race. You go to your third start. You win your second start. I think we're off next week, but then the week after, we go road course racing at the Roval in your neck of the woods out in Charlotte. So how you feel about going out there?
Am I locked into the playoffs with a win or anything? Is that?
We are a normal place and don't lock people in for playoffs. So if you win, it's great, but we got to chase in a few in like weeks. But build the points.
My confidence is low at the Roval. We'll just try and survive there. I said on Twitter today, I forgot that the season started last week, so I missed Daytona because I'm stupid and I was doing my taxes. Everybody do your taxes, but. So I was kind of a week behind, but we get a drop. So I've used my drop in week 1. I come out here in week 2 and get a win. So that's as good a start as you could hope for. The Roval in a couple of weeks will be a good challenge. And I think I'll be okay, but I don't know who's really good at road courses in here. I'll just try not to make a fool out of myself.
Absolutely, buddy. Well, again, congratulations on the win. But before we let you go celebrate, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to tonight?
Yeah, just a big thank you again to Heartbeat Hot Sauce, everybody at Alpha Prime Racing. All the children out there watching, they enjoyed watching BTDY, B-Titty as I like to call it, and we're looking forward to running this league, man. Y'all got a lot of good people that I'm looking forward to racing, and fighting for a championship should be a heck of a show, and I appreciate you guys for everything that you do. Let me come in here and race, and heck, we're going to go get this trophy and do a little celebrating, I do believe.
Absolutely, buddy. Hey, we might have to celebrate this in Vegas.
Yeah, I can't wait to see you here in a couple of weeks.
I appreciate you offering me again. It's gonna be a fun time.
Yeah, of course. Are you bringing your dad?
I am.
Perfect. I like your dad. He was a cool dude.
My dad's cool. I love my dad. My dad's awesome. So if anybody hasn't met my dad that's watching, if you ever see me one day, he's gonna be with me. He's an awesome dude. So
yeah, I can see where you get it from. A good, you're like a spitting image of him.
Spitting image. Wow. I'm glad to hear that. I'm sure I hope he's watching. So I'm sure he'll thank you that. But again, man, congratulations. Go celebrate, brother, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Happy Valentine's Day to you and your I believe your significant other as well. So have fun on that. No problem, buddy.
I appreciate that, man. Y'all be good. Thank you.
Yeah,
all right, have a good one, buddy.
Great win, David.
Thanks, Adam.
All right,
and
that is
your winner.
Yeah, David Schildhouse, race winner, second place on the starting grid, takes over the control of this race and takes the victory. 79 laps led. What a drive in his second start here in the league. He takes his first career win and going to be a contender for sure this season in the championship. But let's go through the rest of the results here tonight from Homestead-Miami Speedway. David Schildhouse, your race winner. AJ Stravato comes home in the second position. Great run from him as well. Going to be sorely needed after I believe he got collected in the wreck at the end of last week's race. Adam Cabot comes home in the third position. Yusuf Ghali will finish in the fourth spot. Great run from him. Ben Baffert started on the pole, comes home 5th. Keith Mayato going to finish in the 6th position. Bentley Glazer 7th. Bailey Turner in the 8th position. Brody Hayes finishes 9th, and Eric Hutton rounds out the top 10.
And in 11th is Seth Hatchell. 12th, a heck of a drive from 31st to 12th is Jeff Wright. 13th, Chris Samard. Nice run for Daniel Cunningham. He'll finish 14th. 15th was Jeremiah Vincent. He led some laps tonight. Alan Dice, 16th. 17th, Nick Starling. 18th, Kyle McGarvey. 19th was Reggie Ortega. 20th was Justin Carey. 21st, Noah Mikulski. 22nd, Ronnie Osmer. 23rd was Casey Lakatos. 24th, Josiah Vincent. 25th was Ryan Gimmel. 26th was Eric Lambert. 27th, Dennis Faircloth. 28th, Jordan Shepler. 29th, Dallas Sullivan. And rounding out the top 30 was Zach Smith.
31st was Cody Adkins. 32nd, Timmy Emanuele. 33rd, Lyle Sulfridge. 34th, Max Koss. 35th, Robert Gilmore. 36th was Mark McFadden. 37th here tonight was Kevin Barrett. 38th, Jordan Brockle. 39th was Kevin McGarvey. And rounding out the top 40 was Kyle Payne. In 41st, it was Joshua Banks. Early exit for him. And Mark Beverly did not take the starting grid here tonight. He'll be scored in the 42nd position. But Alec, another fantastic race. Green flag the whole way. That's incredible with such a large field.
I know that exceeded my expectations, but again, it just shows the driver quality that we have here in BTDY, and it's awesome. I mean, 42 cars took the green flag tonight, and we went green the entire way, a whole 120 laps without one caution. There was a few incidents that didn't get them, but you know what? That's just a part of it, and I'm so glad that we get. And then I think next week we already get an automatic caution with the Roval with the stage brakes. So.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's going to be fun. It's been an honor to call these last three races with you, but excited to work with Bradley in 2 weeks. And then obviously we're going to see you racing out. And then obviously I think you're going to be coming back in the booth and we're going to start rotating a little bit. So fun times. I hope everybody enjoyed watching. Congrats to David Showhouse again. Absolute dominance tonight. He pretty much put a whipping on the field, and I think he solidified himself as somebody that can definitely race for a championship. And shout out to Bentley Glazer, a great run. Didn't expect him to be running the top 10. He gets himself a 7th place finish. And a shout out again to all these drivers. A clean race here tonight. So I'm looking forward to the Roval. It's going to be fun. A little turning left and right and oval. It's going to be fun. Tune in, stick around. It's going to be fun, and hope you guys enjoyed. It's just an honor to call these races with you, man.
Yeah, definitely a fun one tonight. Just incredible that we could go green the whole way. Definitely a testament to the driving talent that we have in this league. We'll be back with these guys in a couple of weeks. We're not going to have any broadcasts next week. This league off for the Valentine's Day holiday, so go celebrate with your loved one there on Valentine's next week, and we'll be back at the Roval with the Below the Double Yellow Racing Series and also the BMW Car Club of America. The last couple of races we'll be broadcasting with them that next Thursday as well. But thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and tune in next time. We will catch you then.